Welcome to Networks Professionals.
Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to be demystifying a massive cornerstone of our modern digital infrastructure, and that is natural language processing. We're going to completely pull back the curtain on how your everyday devices actually process the exact words you type and speak. Okay, let's dive into this. How on earth do computers actually understand human language? I mean, think about it. Human communication is basically entirely shades of gray. We rely so much on shifting context, weird idioms, and implied meanings. Computers, on the other hand, operate in strict black and white. It's all rigid logic and structured data. Yet, despite this huge fundamental difference, machines are somehow deciphering our unstructured, messy thoughts almost perfectly. So let's look at the bridge across that massive gap. All right, moving to Section 1, Bridging Human and Machine.
So natural language processing, or NLP as it's usually called, is basically the intersection where human linguistics meets machine learning, and honestly, it acts as the ultimate decoder ring. It doesn't just read your text as a bunch of meaningless pixels on a screen. Instead, it gives computers the actual framework to interpret, analyze, and even generate human language dynamically. It's absolutely crucial. It's the vital bridge that frees us from having to communicate with our devices strictly in lines of code.
Let's jump into Section 2, How NLP actually works. Let's move to the engine room and see how this builds, because processing complex language requires a really dynamic pipeline of core mechanics, and they operate sequentially. Step 1 handles tokenization, which splits the sentence. Step 2 uses parsing to analyze the structure. Step 3 applies sentiment analysis to detect emotion. And finally, Step 4 uses intent recognition to identify the ultimate goal. It's a super rapid, logical flow that takes us from basic text characters all the way to complex human intent. So first up is tokenization. This is where the machine literally chops a daunting wall of text into bite-sized, manageable pieces. We call those tokens. Once that's done, parsing steps in to map out the grammar. Think of this as laying down the structural groundwork. For example, parsing is what determines if the word apple refers to the fruit you're going to eat or the tech company you're buying a laptop from. And it does that all based on the surrounding tokens. It essentially takes structural chaos and maps it into an organized framework.
But, structure alone isn't true understanding. That's where sentiment analysis steps in to detect the emotional tone. It asks, is the user happy, confused, maybe a little angry? Then intent recognition comes in to identify exactly what the user actually wants to accomplish. So the crucial point here is that the computer has now moved way, way beyond a simple dictionary definition. It's the difference between a machine merely registering the keystrokes for the word return versus actually understanding that a customer is highly frustrated and is trying to initiate a refund for a broken product. That higher level reasoning, that is the true power of NLP.
Which brings us to Section 3, NLP in everyday life.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is just how seamlessly this technology is woven into our daily routines. I mean, we literally take it completely for granted. Chatbots act as virtual assistants, perfectly mimicking human conversation to instantly resolve our issues. Translation tools break down global barriers by converting speech and text between completely different languages in real time. Smart assistants, like Siri or Alexa, they rely heavily on NLP just to process your everyday spoken commands. And grammar checkers use it to analyze and improve your sentence structure and tone before you hit send. NLP is the invisible magic powering all of these varied applications simultaneously.
And finally, Section 4, explore NLP tools yourself.
Listen, if you want to look under the hood of the tools you're already using, here is how you can get hands-on right away. For conversational AI, definitely check out platforms like BotPress to discover exactly how virtual assistants are built and trained. If you want to dive a bit deeper into text processing, IBM offers some truly fantastic resources on linguistics and analysis. And for machine translation, honestly, you likely already have Google Translate right there in your pocket. But next time you use it, try observing it specifically through the lens of tokenization, parsing, and intent. I highly encourage you guys to explore these accessible resources and interact with the tech yourselves. So, we've seen how natural language processing successfully builds this incredible bridge across the massive divide between human nuance and rigid machine logic. By combining linguistics with machine learning, NLP is making our technology so incredibly intuitive and responsive. But keep in mind, this field is advancing at an astonishing rate. As these machines become even more adept at deciphering our tone, our complex emotions, and our deepest intents, as NLP evolves, how will it further bridge the gap between human and machine in your future?
Thanks for watching.